Let's start now. So let's understand how to work with data gateways and data refresh settings in Power BI. Yes, assume your report is live. Okay, your report is live in Power BI Cloud, and we need to ensure your data is up to date always 24/7. So there comes the concept of data gateway. We need to install this data gateway in our computer. We need to install the data gateway in our computer to make sure the data is up to date in cloud. Come on, let's do it carefully. Let's understand how the report can be refreshed automatically from the data source changes we perform in on-premise. You do some changes in the actual data source. Those changes would be reflected in cloud. Once the report is live, let's understand how to perform this activity. It's an interesting and simple activity. Come on, let's get started. So for this purpose, I had a 3-page report with me, and this report is taken with a data source. This report is taken with a data source, and the data source is available. I got the data source available in one particular directory. Here it is. So this is my data source, a financial sample data, and from this financial sample data we design the report. Our plan, we'll make the report live, right? Then perform some changes to the data source local, and those changes should be reflected in cloud. That is our actual requirement. Let's understand it carefully step by step. It's a simple and straightforward activity. Let's see. Firstly, let's log on to the Power BI app.powerbi.com. It will prompt you for sign in. Let's sign in. I'll sign in with a cloud account. And once we sign in, we can make use of existing workspace for clarity, for easy understanding. Let's have a dedicated, a brand new workspace to understand this simple concept of gateways. So let's move on to workspace, and here it is, create workspace. So this one, friends, create workspace, and we have the workspace here. I'll call it as SQL School Workspace. So gateway workspace. Give some name, any name of your choice. Give some name, any name of your choice. Give a meaningful name that should be easier for us to identify. And next, upload an image, optional, and click save. Your gateway is ready. Now let's upload the report to cloud. Well, go to the desktop, make sure you are connected to the same cloud account, click on publish. You can even directly upload. For now, publish. And here is the workspace I created just now. Select. Click select and got it. Say got it. Once it is done, the next step. Yes, your report would be available here, right? Perfect. Your report is there along with its relevant data set. Now here is a problem. The main challenge here. Yes, your report is ready, and let's get it into a new tab. Let's just decrease the number of tabs, make it clear for our visibility. Now, right now, initially, the report, let's go on page 1 for now. You see friends, channel partners, so on, and your report is available here with 12,106,922.51. Okay, this is a total profit, and this is your actual data right now. Well, our actual agenda in the data source, in our actual data source, we have a few specific changes to take place. For example, you see something called channel partners, right? This one, friends, channel partners. Say for some reason the segment value has to be modified. Okay, so here it is. I'll do the modifications. Only to channel partner, and here it is. Control F. Find what? Channel partners. Replace with C partners. Okay, something like this. Say replace all, click close. And also profit, I would like to make it some 1,000. So here we go, and this 1,000 would be down, and I'll make it 10,000. For some reason you would like to make it 10,000. Some modifications. And next, here as well, I would like to make it a different value. Just to get some idea, let's do some modification here. Next, once you supply the values, say dot to something like this. We did the modifications to the data source, right? We did modifications to the data source. Here are the modified data source values. You don't want to filter, then just remove filter if you don't want to. Now you did modifications to the data source, but in cloud you say refresh, it will refresh only the existing PBIX copy, the same old data. Our requirement, we need to make sure the data is always up to date. So generally we need to do this way, refresh. It should be refreshing the data set, but data set refresh fails by default. Data set refresh fails because of this gateway configuration issues. What does it mean? Yes, your gateway don't know the path of the Excel file used in this report, the data source. I mean this one, the yellow box is missing. So data set don't know anything about this actual data source path. It says don't know. The yellow box has to be configured. Data gateway has to be configured. Come on, let's understand how to work with this gateway. Yellow box that has to be installed in your computer, the original computer on which your data source is residing, your company's data center, on premise, your company's data center. What does it mean? Let's see. Download data gateway. The first and foremost step, download data gateway. So here it is. Click and download data gateway. Click on data gateway. It would prompt you. This is the first and foremost step. Prompt you to install the gateway. Go for standard mode, multi-user connections. Personal mode has only one single user, but in real world mostly we use multi-user mode connections. The gateway installation, this tool is free of cost from Power BI. So here is the nodes. Power BI gateways, also called as data gateways. The application that needs to be installed in the computer where the actual data source resides or accessible. For data refresh, between the data source and Power BI Cloud. So Windows operating system 64-bit mandatory, any processor. So identify the source of report. Identify the source of report, source of Power BI report in your computer, like an Excel file in our E drive in our example. Design the report, publish to cloud. Now from this particular website, you install the gateway, standard mode. So here it is, select standard mode. This is mainly for multi-user connections. And once we download and install, let's wait. Yes, it's downloaded. So this is our actual link. I'll make sure the link is correct in the notes. Now after you download, install, it's a simple and straightforward process. In your computer you need to install this gateway. So let's wait for a few moments. It's going on. Yes, accept licensing terms and install. This should take about 1 or 2 minutes for the complete configuration. Remember, we are configuring the yellow box, right, in your computer or in your company's data center, where exactly the data source is available or accessible, either of them. Your computer should reach the data source. Then you can install the gateway in your computer. Make sure the computer on which the gateway is installed should be up and running 24/7. Otherwise, the data refresh may fail and your report would be out of sync, out of date. Well, so let's install the gateway in the data source on the computer on which the data source is available. And after installing this gateway, let's wait. It will prompt us a screen wherein the installation is successful and we need to sign into Power BI Cloud. Yes, my report is in a workspace available in this account, pbi5588@stlschool.com. So get this account. log in with the same account credentials. We initially started our class today signing into Power BI Cloud, right, and created a workspace. This is the same cloud account I am using. Then it will prompt you for the password, provide the account, and provide the required password, and that's it. The first time you configure this gateway, it asks you to register. Say next, give some name. I'll say SQL School Gateway. Give some name, any name is fine, and a password. This password is required to encrypt the data and send it from the data source, data center to cloud. I repeat, the communication from the black box left side to the red box right side has to be encrypted, right? Here it is, friends. The data communication to be encrypted means secured and sent. That encryption takes place using the password that we are mentioning now. Here it is. Click configure. So click on configure. Provide some name and a key and configure. So recovery key will be internally used for data encryption. The data refresh takes place in encrypted mode. It says already there. I'll just take this way. Let's wait for a few moments. SQL School _ gateway. My God, it's already there. No worries. I'll say, I'm sure this will work. Give some name. Any meaningful name should be fine. Let's wait for some time. Yes, it's taking some time, means it's going on with the further steps. And once we get your gateway with a password, then you'll get a next confirmation screen stating that your gateway is online and ready for use. Yes, perfect. This is what we are looking for. So you got the gateway online and ready for use. This gateway is installed in our computer. It runs as a service. Just like a regular SQL server or MySQL service, your gateway also runs as a service, NT service. NT service class PBI engine gateway service, Power BI engine gateway service. This is the default gateway service account. We can change it as well to a domain account. Now our gateway is online. I mean the yellow box is up and running. The yellow box is inside the computer on which the data source is available. So this arrow mark, the left side arrow mark, is automatically set. It's auto set. So yellow box ready, and the arrow mark implicitly it's automatically available because the same computer. Like from C drive you can access a D drive, from D drive you can access a E drive. Same way, from gateway, data gateway application, you can access the Excel file in our example. Excel file from the E drive. Well, keep it aside. Gateway is installed in your computer. Now we need to come to Power BI Cloud, right side. Here we go. So far we understood. Number one, yellow box. Now number two, download and install yellow box. Number two, dataset configurations. Go to Power BI Cloud. In Power BI Cloud, settings, manage gateway. See there, friends? Only total of 3 steps. First step, download, install. Second step, manage gateway. Manage gateway. And this is the gateway we installed just now, right? SQL School PBI gateway, Power BI gateway. And click on add data source to use this gateway. Click here. So go to Power BI, Cloud, Settings, Manage Gateway. Then we get this interface. We need to specify the data source name. I'll say Power BI report data source. Give some meaningful name. Type. It can be like analysis services, SQL server, or SharePoint, SAP, anything. In our example today, it would be a file, an Excel file. The Excel file is here, right? In my E drive path, this E drive path, full path we need to specify. And this is the actual Excel file dot XLS. This is my extension, and we need to specify the required domain / username and password, or your computer name / your username and the password, your regular computer password is nothing but your Windows credentials. Provide your computer name / username or domain / user and the password. Add. Remember, it should be A/B. In case if you are not pretty sure about this A/B item here, in case you are not pretty sure like what is your actual username or the password, sometimes we see these type of complaints, minor complaints. To get the username, complete username, launch SSMS. Simple way. You're already aware of SQL Server, right? Without SQL Server, we cannot really do justice to Power BI. Your Power BI or report server configuration completely depends on SQL Server. So hope you're aware of SQL Server. So you have some knowledge and the toolkit SSMS tool with you. Here you see the username, friends. This one. This would be your username, A/B. Your regular database engine connection, A/B. Provide that username here, A/B. And for that user, you have to provide the password. Apply and test connection is successful. This is second out of third, 3 steps. I repeat, first step, download. Second step, settings, manage gateway. Back to my notes. Sign in, register, gateway, and then settings, manage gateway. This is the second step. First step, install. First step, install. Second step, manage gateways. Third and final step, dataset actions. Third and final step. That's it, you are done. Let's see. So far we understood installation of gateway, manage gateway, and add the data source, right? Source connection. So provide the source file, source path, source connection details. Like for example, the file path and file name extension, and provide the computer access details, like for example username and password and test connection. And once you perform this activity, next, here we go. Go to dataset actions, the last final entity. Go to workspace, this one, actions, refresh now, or go to more options, and there, here also you can go to settings. For now, directly go to dataset and action. This is the action item, refresh now. Again it fails because the third step is pending. Again it fails because third step is pending. So click close. It will take you to the gateway connections in this way. So here it is, PBI, SQL School PBI gateway mapped to whatever data source we created in the previous step. Remember, go to settings, and here we said manage gateway, right? There we added a data source. This is that particular data source here. So map to the data source. Our data set should be mapped to the data source. See there friends, inside the gateway, the data set, Power BI report from dev data set has to be mapped to the data source. Excel file is a data source, and here is our data set in the cloud. Once you get this mapped down, simply click apply and you are done. Simple and straight. I repeat, 3 steps: download, next settings, manage gateway, and third step, final step, we go for the gateway, sorry, workspace. Inside the workspace, click on refresh. It says we cannot refresh, it will take you to dataset settings, or click on settings, this one. Go to dot settings. Here also you get the same window, data gateway, and select the source. We need to show a data source to data set. So we added the data source, right? We added the data source in settings, cloud settings, that is given to data set settings. Then next step, schedule refresh. How frequently you would like to schedule? For example, I'll add every day 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. something like this. Something like this. For now, daily 2 times you would like to get this scheduled, or any other time. If something goes bad and schedule does not work, in such a case you would like to get this to email notification. If the refresh fails, send an email to the dataset owner, provide the ownership here. So this way, install gateway, manage gateway, and dataset actions, define schedule and notification mail. That's it. Come on, test it. We did few modifications to the data source, right? We said C partners, if you remember. Channel partner modified to C partner. Now, yes, we refreshed it. Go to the data set, go to gateway, the actual workspace, Power BI workspace, gateway workspace, and here refresh, and it works. Now no more error. Let's wait for some time. No more error. It would take some time. Refresh is in progress. because we configured the gateway, refresh will be in progress. Yes, it's complete. And now back to the report. Yes, we see the old report still, but once you say refresh, now see what happens here. Yes, the value changed, right? Earlier it is something like 5.1, now it is a different value. And you see the value say C partners. Now, for example, once again, say for example, I would like to modify the same values. Yeah, so here it is. Replace C partners to say channel. I would like to perform some modification. Click OK. Okay, where? In my local data source. We need not wait until the scheduled data refresh. Instead, you can refresh it again. Now, it got refreshed. It got refreshed. And based on this refresh, here it is. Click on refresh. Go to the report and click on refresh. And we'll see the updated information. So this way, you'll perform the data refresh activities. So if you observe carefully back to the diagram, dataset is used to refresh your report within cloud with the help of gateways in on-premise left side. So we'll practice this carefully, and do let me know for questions if any during your practice, or in case of any errors, do let me know. And these are the courses that we offer at SQL School. In case if you are looking for any specific training, then do let us know. The sessions would be completely into practice based, 100% practical, no theory like that. It's completely into practice based. And make sure we practice on time during our actual classes. That's very, very important to ensure proper learning process at our SQL School. Thank you, friends.